Hey, what's up, Nerdferders? Hope you are all doing well. I was gone in Cancun for a couple of days on a work trip, so didn't get a chance to make a video about this. So I'm sure you are all well aware that Star Wars Episode 9 is wrapped filming, so I had to share my thoughts on this and just talk a little bit about heading into Episode 9, because we got Star Wars Celebration right around the corner here, which is in my backyard, which I'm super stoked about. I've traveled out to Orlando and Anaheim for the last four, so it's really cool that we're going to have it in Chicago this year. But so everything is wrapped. I'm sure we're gonna get some reshoots coming up here. I know they're already kind of talking about new reshoots and things like that for April, but ultimately the production has wrapped, and the thumbnail for the video will be the image that J.J. Abrams released, which again I'm sure you guys have all seen by now. But just wanted to share my thoughts on this a little bit here, because I know the fandom is very divided right now after The Last Jedi. So there's probably half of the fans, or a chunk, whatever you want to say. We got a chunk of fans that are going into this that love The Last Jedi, that can't wait to see what happens with this. You've got another chunk of fans, I think, that could care less about what's happening. And I think you've got another chunk of fans that are just very intrigued as to how they're going to do this movie. And I think I fall a little bit more in that line. I'm still really hyped about this. Cannot wait. I'm still stoked. Episode 9. I mean, it's a Star Wars movie. But I am a little bit hesitant. The one thing that's keeping me true and, holding to this is that J.J. Abrams is at the helm. And that keeps me hopeful, because I really feel J.J. did a great job with The Force Awakens. I know a lot of people don't like The Force Awakens either, because it's kind of the soft reboot. And I can get people's arguments with that. But ultimately, J.J. set us back up and reminded us of what it was to have fun and love a Star Wars film. And I'm not a hater of the prequels, but he took it back to what we love and enjoyed from, episodes 4, 5, and 6, for sure. Was it played safe a little bit? Yeah, absolutely. But it set up something to where we can just get everybody back on the same page, and now you can make your episodes 8 and 9 to continue off of that and go where you want from there. I think he gave a layup to really set this trilogy up. And Rian Johnson, of course, kind of squashed everything that JJ set up. And it's unfortunate, because it leaves us not really knowing where we're going to go in Episode 9, because Episode 8 really felt like the end of this trilogy. The way that movie ended, it almost could have been the ending of Episode 9. The Resistance barely gets away and, gets there. We'll just say let's say they kill the First Order. Now, everyone in the First Order dies. Kylo Ren dies. Everything gets resolved at the end of Episode 8, we'll say. A handful of, Resistance fighters with Rey, Finn, Poe, Leia, whoever else, they all take off on the Falcon. And, a little boy uses the Force, pulls over the broom, and it's like, all right, the Force will live on. I mean, it was almost just a concluding segment. It didn't really leave much to desire. With that being said, there are a couple of things that need to be obviously tied up, and that's, what's the third lesson that Luke had? We only saw lessons 1 and 2, which didn't really feel like lessons at all. I'm still curious as to what happened with the Sith training. Y'all remember when Snoke said, bring Kylo Ren back to me, it's time to complete his training, and, Episode 7 and 8 was a span of, a week, 5, 6 days maybe? So I don't know where Kylo Ren got this training. That's one thing I was really looking forward to, was seeing Sith training to some extent, something just to show what is it for him to embody into that dark side. And I don't think him being ridiculed and you're just going to be a little baby, you'll never be the Darth Vader. I don't think that was anything, training-wise. It didn't make sense. It was a total plot hole that was left between 7 and 8 for sure. That was just 100% unaddressed. Of course, you got the Knights of Ren. I would hope they're going to touch on the Knights of Ren. I thought that the Praetorian Guards were the Knights of Ren. I thought there was going to be some kind of a talking to that in The Last Jedi, where there was, just alluding to them being the Knights of Ren, where Kylo was the superior one. He became, the front man Sith that was out there doing all the dirty work, while the rest of them stayed back and acted as the guards for Snoke. That's kind of what I thought they were going to allude to in The Last Jedi. Of course they didn't, so I would hope they're going to bring back something with the Knights of Ren there. We know Luke's coming back. We know Leia's going to be in the movie. We know Billy Dee Williams is coming back as Lando. So there are things going on where it's like, yeah, I'm excited to see Luke again. I'm interested to see how they're going to handle this with Carrie. But I think the fact that they've got to keep promoting this movie around these legacy characters just shows that they're not confident in the new product that they're trying to give us. I mean, I think it's that simple. Why do you have to tell us that you're going to have Carrie Fisher in the movie? I would really have, loved to left that to be desired, Are we going to get something in the opening crawl that just says, okay, so General Leia has passed during this time, and Poe Dameron leads the Resistance, and we kind of go into that there. I would have loved to have just been surprised with the movie. I think by them coming out and saying, yeah, we're using archived footage from The Force Awakens and Last Jedi to piece something together to give Leia some kind of role in this movie, I really just feel that's a marketing ploy to take all the people that were pissed off with The Last Jedi and say, hey, come see our movie because we're going to have Princess Leia back. Come on, come on. It pisses me off they had to do that. I would have loved to just like been surprised. Just like when you went and saw Rogue One, man. When you saw Grand Moff Tarkin in there, that was a holy shit moment. They did not have to promote the movie with that. It would have spoiled that, man. You don't have to tell us that. It's something that people are wondering going into it. Are we going to see him? Are we not? And then it was a beautiful reveal. It was amazing to see, Peter Cushing in there. Of course, another actor, and they did the CGI and stuff. But just to see that, with the reflection, and then when they spin around, dude, and just everything happened. It's so cool. I was really excited about that, but I wish they would have done something like that for Leia in Episode 9. Don't tell us what's going to happen. Let it be, an emotional feeling in the theater when she is on the screen, and we can just kind of take that in as is, Billy Dee coming back, bringing Mark Hamill back, of course, the fact that they're relying everything on these legacy characters, that's what worries me a little bit, because they're obviously not confident in the new characters that they've put out there. And I know people are in love with the new characters. I loved Rey in The Force Awakens, man. I loved all the new characters from The Force Awakens. And then once we got done with The Last Jedi, I just didn't have the same feelings towards them. I just felt like they were all underutilized, all underdeveloped. I didn't feel like anybody grew in that movie at all. And that's where I'm more intrigued to see Episode 9 goes. Now, I'm really excited. Of course, I don't know if JJ is going to try to retcon some things in The Last Jedi as best as he can. I don't know if he's just going to continue directly off of Rian Johnson's story and it's going to, make it feel like you have to watch 7, 8, and 9 to get the full picture. Or if he's going to make this in a subtle enough way where you can go from 7 to 9 and you don't really need 8. Because 8 didn't do much to progress the story. It's not a whole lot happened in that movie that changed things, So I don't know if he's going to set this up where you don't have to necessarily watch 8 to try and satisfy fans or, where they're going to go with this. But, of course, Star Wars Celebration's around the corner. We know that's when we're going to get the first trailer. There might be a little teaser snippet before that, but we're going to get the first trailer at Star Wars Celebration. Everybody keeps, theorizing about this and everyone's talking about The Last Jedi and stuff too. No, we did not get a trailer for The Last Jedi until Star Wars Celebration. Everyone keeps saying we got a trailer for Last Jedi like a year before it came out. We did not. The first footage that was ever released from that film was at Star Wars Celebration. I know that because I was in the panel. I was right there when they revealed it, and a lot of you probably had watched from the live stream, or you were, at Star Wars Celebration yourselves. But that's when we got the first footage. I would bet, whatever, that we're going to get the first footage here come Star Wars Celebration for Episode 9. So maybe we get a little snippet teaser. Maybe we get the title reveal, which I would hope that we're going to get the title prior to that. And I would imagine that we will, because they're going to want to sell merchandise and sell things with that title on there. So we should get the title before Star Wars Celebration, because they're going to try to just, capitalize and sell as much shit as they can with that title on a t-shirt or buttons and pins and, whatever have you. So I would almost guarantee we'll have that title before April. But outside of that there, guys, like I said, I'm intrigued. I'm interested to see where they're going to go with this. Of course, I'm excited. I want this to be a great movie. I don't want this to be a bad movie. I would love it if this movie made Episode 8 better. If we got done watching this and this was like, oh, now I understand why Episode 8 did things the way that it did, that would be great if this could even elevate Episode 8. But right now, Episode 8 is sitting here for me, and because of what Episode 8 did, it took down The Force Awakens for me too, because it's hard to go back and watch The Force Awakens with that same excitement and joy that I did before The Last Jedi came out, and that's a bummer. So I'm really hoping JJ can pull a miracle out of his ass and just bring everything full circle and salvage enough to just make this fully enjoyable. And for those of you that, are in love with The Force Awakens and in love with The Last Jedi, I hope you get what you're looking for with this movie too. I mean, there's no hate, on anybody that loves those movies. I have my issues with them, primarily in The Last Jedi, and because of things that happen in The Last Jedi, it causes problems in The Force Awakens. But again, we're going to dive more into that stuff. I just wanted to touch on this here and get my first thoughts out there that, filming is wrapped here and what's to come. So leave some comments down below, guys. Curious what you're looking forward to in Episode 9. What kind of fan group do you fall under? Are you just stoked because you've loved Episode 7 and 8? Are you not really interested at all because Episode 8 completely deterred you away? Or are you in that group of just, you're kind of in the middle. You're just really interested to see what JJ is going to do to try and bring this home. So Curious to know your guys' thoughts. Love to continue that discussion down in the comments with y'all. And plenty more content on the way as always, guys. I appreciate all the support. If you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you all next time.